Hello and welcome back to the Battle Room. I'm, of course, the Battle Room. And today I'm joined by the Champions tier. We have finally made it to the Champions tier in Pokemon Challenges, and I'm thrilled. I'm excited. I'm very, very happy to finally have made it in. So I wanted to break down three of the teams that I used to get this tier in Pokemon Champions, so you can do the same. So the first team I used was none other than Ko's team. I think Ko is an incredible player and an incredible builder, and this was a team that I've been using for mostly to get through most of Master Ball. Getting to Master Ball, I just was kind of using a wide variety of teams, but this was the one where I really started to make my push towards Champions tier, and it really didn't disappoint. I think Floette and Delphox are two incredible partners for each other, obviously not at the same time, but running them as Double Mega feels very, very good. Floette is obviously incredibly broken. So is Delphox, though. I think Delphox is a really top tier Mega, and it really just didn't disappoint the entire time I was playing. I think that a lot of the matchups that Floette sucks into, Delphox is good, and vice versa. So it's really easy to just say, which one do I want today? That one. And it just pops off from there. So we'll start with the Floette here. Well, I guess I should break down the rest of the team too. I also think Mousehold is really in a strong spot, specifically paired with Floette. They can do so much damage together, and you can just really get going. You can just take an early KO with Super Fang Gleam, and the damage you've traded is a KO and then like half to another Pokemon. The game's just over. It's very difficult for them to come back. So Floette Mousehold is very good. And then you have the classic Garchomp Aerodactyl combo. I really enjoyed the White Herb Garchomp. He did a lot of work for me and just kind of kept the momentum going and gave me that spread EQ that I do love. And then Aerodactyl he's good. He gives us speed control. I found myself kind of spamming him probably more than I should have. And then Incineroar obviously is there to help enable Floette as well. So the Floette is pretty simple. This one's more like way more offensive than the normal Floettes, which honestly a lot of the time I didn't find myself pressing Gleam or Calm Mind. I pressed Gleam a lot. I didn't press Calm Mind a lot because it was like, hey, I got Aerodactyl, I got Floette, I'm just dealing damage, right? Or I'm just Super Fang and killing things. Calm Mind is obviously great, but I don't know. It just felt like it was much more prepared for. But just trading damage with Floette, it's a monster. So yeah, this one is very aggressive and a little bit speedy. I found myself going first most of the time, and then the Delphox is basically just max speed. It is max defense, which is actually crazy. I didn't know that the entire time I was using this team. It is very defensively bulky and very speedy, but not very strong. But honestly, this spread was working for me. Delphox was doing a ton of damage and didn't disappoint either. This Pokemon was just fantastic the entire time. It's a really fun Mega to use, especially paired with Garchomp. It's a nasty combo. Then obviously we have Aerodactyl, who is max speed, max attack. This guy is the flinch king. He is absolutely disgusting and evil, and Aerodactyl's he's a criminal, dude. He's a criminal. Rock Slide is evil. Dual Wing Beat is obviously very good into Sneasler. Also, this team doesn't necessarily struggle with Charizard, but Floette does, and you don't like Sneasler, so having Dual Wing Beat and Rock Slide is really good. That's the main reason Aerodactyl's here. And then that Tailwind, fastest Tailwind in the game, is feeling so strong. And then Mousehold. Mousehold is really good. I think Mousehold is slept on. I think it needs to be used more. It honestly did really well in every game I brought it to. Again, that Super Fang combo is disgusting. The only Pokemon it doesn't really work with is Delphox. I mean, Aerodactyl too. But there's a lot of times where I've led Mousehold plus Garchomp to put the pressure on immediately. Threaten to Super Fang Earthquake. I Earthquake myself. I just don't care. I've also just Super Fang Dragon Claw. I think it's a really strong combo as well. And then yeah, this White Herb Garchomp did not disappoint the entire time. White Herb is just such a solid, good item. You just get much more consistent EQs. Incineroar, I feel like, is falling slightly out of favor, like just a little bit. And so, like, I think you could maybe change it. Like, there are some things you could change about this team. I think Mousehold could change. I think Garchomp could be a different item, different set. I think he's still been pretty good. But yeah, like, I think Garchomp just, he carries his weight, right? He's all about pressing Earthquakes next to Aerodactyl. You just get going and you just start winning. And then obviously, I should look at their spreads. I should show you their spreads. The Mousehold just max HP, max speed, which is fine. It's all it really needs to do, right? Be fast, get Super Fangs, and then try to survive for more Friend Guards. And then Garchomp was just a very bulky one, which I've come to love. I think bulky Garchomp is the wave and the move. So yeah, he's just all about trying to take as many hits as possible and just trade better. He's also quite speedy. I found myself outspeeding a lot of Garchomps as well if they weren't jolly. So I really enjoyed this speed. And then finally Incineroar, he's just good, man. Incineroar's just a good Pokemon. Flare Blitz, Throat Chop, Parting Shot, Fake Out. Just the best moveset for Incineroar in the game right now. He's very bulky, a little bit more special defense, but also defense. Like, I feel like investing all in defenses with Incineroar right now is just worth it. He does what he needs to. He stays on the field forever, and he's just able to consistently help everyone else survive. So no complaints on Incineroar. But yeah, I think this team is really, really fun. There's a lot of options. You can lead like Fake Out plus Floette, right? Like you can get it going with Calm Minds. You can also just lead like Garchomp Delphox or Garchomp Aerodactyl and just say, hey, I'm dealing damage. What are you going to do about it? You know what I mean? Like, it just does really, really work. Overall, this team has just been incredible, and I just have really no complaints about it. It really did shoot me up there, but I did start to falter a little bit, which is what prompted me to switch to my next team. This team is absolutely insane. I will note, this is actually made by the previous Japanese national champion. So in 2024, Spy Anya used this team to get to do really well on ladder, but then also Fede Campo has actually been using this team and is currently ranked second, right behind our world champion Polar Bear, on the ladder right now with these 6 Pokemon. So this team has just been really popping off. I think it does feel really, really good. It's a little bit tricky to use. Like, it's very, very tricky, but when you get going with it, it goes absolutely insane. Again, this is another double mega team with Floette and Frostlass. But I think Frostlass has just felt really, really strong. I really enjoyed using it, especially with the substitute set. I think a lot of people didn't see it coming. So let's break this one down. So this Floette is max speed modest. So this guy is all about dealing damage. This isn't one of those setup boring ones, dude. This is Light of Rune nuke Floette. This Floette is so fun to use. Light of Rune is really sick, but also just like really strong, very potent Moonblasts feel incredible with this Pokemon. Then I'm gonna hop down to Frostlass here. This guy's basically max speed, max HP, and I kind of think that's all you need. You just want to be as bulky as possible and you don't really need to worry about your damage because this Pokemon has such a high special attack stat. Substitute is really, really fun, and it catches a lot of people off guard. Next up, we have this bulky Haban Garchomp. Again, bulky Garchomp is the wave. I'm such a huge fan. This one's very fast and bulky. Haban just trades really, really well into Garchomp, good into Como. There's a lot of good value out of Haban. Dragon Claw, Earthquake, Rock Slide, Protect. Come on. It's just the standard best set for a reason, even if we have no Earthquake partners whatsoever. Then we have King Gambit with the Chople Berry. We got Kowtow, Sucker Punch, Low Kick, Protect. This moveset felt really, really good. This King Gambit also, for the most part, I think you could probably run a little bit more speed. It kind of really depends. It's a little bit weird because the roll on close combat is a 50%. Adamant close combat has a 50% chance to one-shot you. So something you could change is maybe consider taking like some out of attack and putting it into defense to take the hit better. But I also think they really wanted to be low kick or Chople just for like enemy low kicks and like non-Sneasler close combat. And you still have that roll. But yeah, this set really didn't disappoint either. I really never felt the need for anything else. And then we have Basculegion. This set is surprisingly incredible. I thought it was ridiculous. Like, Citrus Berry Basculegion? What? With no speed investment? What? But it just works. I think Basculegion is just such a good Pokemon that having Wave Crash, having Last Respects and Jet, you just do numbers and you go the distance. So I just felt like this was such a fun set to use. He was surprisingly very, very bulky, and I think he caught a lot of people off guard, especially when he was just swapping moves and then the Citrus Berries activate. It was so nuts. This set felt really, really good. Then we have Sneasler. Honestly, I tried Unburden for a bit, but it just didn't come up, so I did go back to the Poison Touch as time went on, and I don't really regret it. I think Poison Touch is fine. If you get that little poison off, it can be a big, big deal. And also, just like, it's just hard to proc the Unburden. Like, when they hit you with the Sash, it's kind of whatever. So, I don't know. I just felt like kind of like you didn't need it the entire time I was using it. Also, generally, when you play this team, it's very, very, like, abstract. I think there's a couple really solid leads, like Sneasler plus anything feels pretty good. Specifically Sneasler plus either one of the Megas or Sneasler King Gambit. I also really enjoyed leading like Basculegion, just kind of into anything, but also having Basculegion in the back felt good as well, especially to switch in onto Sneasler hits. He's a very, very good pivot, and I think he's very important in the game plans to the team. Other than that, you can kind of do anything. I would say Charizard is one of the more tricky matchups, and you do have to be a little bit careful. Oftentimes, I would just lead like Sneasler Garchomp. You can get really crazy with Frostlass into Charizard teams, but it can get really dicey and really risky. And it's something I did a couple times. I think Charizard is one of the harder matchups, but thankfully Charizard is falling down a little bit. So, but this team did help me out a ton as I was climbing through Master Ball, and I was getting really, really close to Champions tier several times. but I just couldn't firmly get in until I started using the next team. So this was the team that got me cleanly into Champions Tier. And if you want to see me use this team, I'm going to be uploading a video later today of my final run into the Champions Tier to firmly cement myself, get the ribbon, get the rewards, and get the title. So if you want to see me using this team, just wait, subscribe. It's coming. It's coming. But this team was ridiculously fun. Like, I genuinely had such a fun time with Shell Smash and Blastoise. It was so silly. The main idea here is that you just Shell Smash. Like, I personally found if they don't have Fake Out and you just lead Sneasler Blastoise, you're chilling. There's nothing they can do. And you just Fake Out, Shell Smash, and just start sweeping. Usually with Cinny in the back. Cinny in the back is really, really important so you can have Rage Powder and so you can heal up Blastoise. But if you just lead those two and they don't have Fake Out, it goes absolutely nuts. But the beautiful part about this team, too, is that you just have the Tailwind Earthquake guys. Like, you can just Tailwind Water Spout, too. There's a lot of dynamic play with it. I found it had surprising depth. Sometimes I would just set up Trick Room with Cinny and Sylveon. I would just, in the mid game, I would set up a situation where I got up Trick Room and I was like, oh, time to sweep a Sylveon in Trick Room. It was really, really fun to use, and it's just been one of my favorite teams of champs so far. So let's break it down. The Blastoise set is Water Spout, Dark Pulse, Protect, and Shell Smash. I think Dark Pulse is incredible. When I first started using Blastoise early on, I didn't have Dark Pulse. I was running Ice Beam, Aura Sphere, but obviously you don't have room for Aura Sphere, but Dark Pulse is just so valuable. You can hit Cinny, you can hit Basculegion, you can hit Frostlass, 3 really big threats that this team could potentially struggle with that you just one-shot now. Shell Smash is goated. If you can get this up, you can set up Exodia sweeps. It's so fun to just checkmate people. The spread is pretty simple. It's just kind of fast, but with that ×2 speed, it outspeeds most Pokemon in the game. It does as much damage as possible, and it's got a little bit of bulk. Then we have Scarf Garchomp. Scarf Garchomp's also really, really good. Usually I would lead Sneasler Blastoise with Cinny Garchomp in the back. In a late game scenario, he just kind of sweeps. He just kind of cleans up. So I really, really didn't mind Scarf Garchomp at all. It felt like a really, really good set. Obviously, you compare it with Aerodactyl as well. Yeah, again, he's just like very, very fast. He's got a little bit of bulk, but again, he's just trying to outspeed stuff like Max Speed Jolly Basculegion, who's also Scarf usually. Sneasler, incredible. This Sneasler's crazy, right? I'm going to start with the set. It's like max HP, max defense, with like no speed. I'm pretty sure it lives like most dual wing beats. It was just phenomenal. It's just like kind of like the perfect partner for the Blastoise because it's able to deal with the things that he struggles with, right? Like Floette can be kind of annoying. It also just lives hits surprisingly, which means you have more turns of them together on the field. And usually if you can get off one more CC before Sneasler goes down, you're in an incredible spot. But the moveset simple: Dire Claw, Close Combat, Protect, and Fake Out. Then we have Aerodactyl. This guy is so disgusting and so awesome. Aerodactyl is so fun to use. Obviously, I've talked about him before, but honestly, on this team, you don't really need him too much. I would say he's mostly there for the Charizard matchup, but I didn't really bring him too much, but he is a disgusting and powerful Pokemon. It's just like Blastoise was better. Sylveon is fine. I don't know how I feel about the Sylveon. The spread is crazy. It's max special attack, max defense almost. And I did live in Ironhead from King Gambit. That did win me one of my games. It was sick. It was awesome. It was a good time. But yeah, Sylveon was like fine. I think the main star is Blastoise, but I think Sylveon was totally an acceptable pick. And it did kind of sweep and Trick Room one of the games I used it in. So I didn't use it much either. I was mainly relying on the other 4. But it was a solid Pokemon, especially for like mid to late game Trick Rooms with Cinny if those kind of situations arise. Also in Tailwind it can go kind of nuts with Aerodactyl. So I think like overall it was a good pick to the team, a good addition. It just was kind of like I just had so many opportunities to Shell Smash that I didn't need it. And then finally, Cinny is also the lifeblood of this team. Matcha Gacha, Life Dew, Rage Powder. All you need is Rage Powder. That's it. It's just mainly you come in, you heal Blastoise up after the Shell Smash, and you Rage Powder, and he spouts. The spread is just like trying to live as much hits as possible on the special side. But yeah, Cinny was just incredible. This team was so much fun, like I said. Sneasler, Blastoise, Cinny, Garchomp. That is the basic mode, and it just works. Fake Out, Water Spout. I think this is an incredible team to climb with in the lower tiers of the game as well. I think most people wouldn't see it coming, and you're just going to absolutely demolish and explode teams with Shell Smash plus Water Spout. So if you test out this team, let me know how it goes. This one is my favorite far and away. It was so fun to use, and I just had a great time laddering with this team. This game is so much fun, and I can't wait to keep playing some champions. So again, if you want to see me use this team, that'll be posted later tonight. You can go check it out. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Peace.